Peugeot is well on its way to becoming a fully electric car brand. They're electrifying their compact models like the 208, the 2008, and now this, the new Peugeot E-308. Now you might be wondering, why am I reviewing the E-308 when a brand new E-3008 has just gone on sale? Of course, the 3008 is the SUV version of this. And true, SUVs are the big sellers, but hatchbacks like this do have some advantages, particularly when it comes to electric as well. They tend to be more efficient and also better to drive. So I'm going to put that to the test with the new Peugeot E-308. There's two different versions of this for the Irish market, the Allure and the GT. This is the GT and it goes on sale for a whisker under €40,000. So it goes up against rivals like Tesla Model 3, Renault Megane E-Tech and the Opel Astra Electric, which actually shares a lot under the skin with this. What's interesting is that this is priced very much like the petrol 308 and it's actually a little bit cheaper than the diesel automatic of this car. Peugeot has given the 308 a very plush and classy cabin. It feels great and it's so familiar, it's just like the petrol and diesel versions as well. The quality is good and the fit and finish, so it does feel very upmarket. It's quite sporty and driver focused. You've got this compact steering wheel. You look over that at the full digital driver display that gets a 3D element in this GT model. There's also this quite pronounced center console here. You've got your drive selector, driving modes as well, and there are some cup holders here. They're covered. There's some more storage space, wireless smartphone charging pad, a space here for your keys, and this little cubby here with some USB-C ports in there. This GT model gets these gorgeous Alcantara seats with the lime green stitching, and that's also in the dashboard as well. There's a black roof liner for the GT model and aluminium pedals as well, so it kind of enhances that sporty ambience. Standard equipment levels are good. You get the heated steering wheel, heated front seats as well. They have manual adjustment, but the GT model does add lumbar support for the driver's seat. There's also a parking camera, traffic sign recognition and adaptive cruise control. You get this big touchscreen in the centre. It comes with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and these iToggle switches underneath, which is basically just this other panel where you can set your own shortcuts to your favourite features, like the climate menu for instance, or the navigation. So I do find this easy to use. You obviously have that seamless wireless smartphone connectivity as well, so you can use Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. What I did find when I plugged in the car to charge, it doesn't show you the rate at which the car is charging. I would like to see that displayed here. It only shows you the time remaining in the charge. There's no battery preconditioning, but you can precondition the cabin to an ambient temperature before you get in. You can also preset the car to charge as well. So for example, you can set it during the night when you can get a better rate on electricity. When it comes to styling, this is just one of the best looking electric hatchbacks on sale. It is stunning looking. This is Elixir Red, it's €970. Olivine Green is the standard colour, but you can't actually get red now in the E3008 range. So if you want a red Peugeot, you might want to look at this 308. The big flared grille, it's very avant-garde, Lion Shield logo in the centre, slim LED headlights, those fang-like daytime running lights. It's quite feline, of course it's the Lion brand. The GT also has this kind of flaring to the lower sills and also along here. Lion Shield logo because it's the GT, and also the 18-inch diamond cut alloy wheels. You get 17-inch on the Allure. So they both are good looking cars, but the GT is just that little bit sportier and more exclusive. This uses a 54 kilowatt hour battery, that's 51 kilowatt hour usable, and the range measured by WLTP industry standards is up to 416 kilometres. Now this shares a lot with the Opel Astra Electric, which I did review previously on this channel. Same battery and pretty much the same range as well, and underpinnings. Now when it comes to charging, you've got DC fast charging up to 100 kilowatt. It's good, it's not outstanding really anymore, but you'll still get that 8 80% charge in about 30 minutes. And there's an 11 kilowatt onboard AC as standard, which is great. You get LED rear lights on this GT model. They do this really cool light up sequence. There's a GT badge here and then E308 on that side. Here's where you open the boot and you get 361 litres. Now that is pretty good. It's about the same as an MG4, but it's still less than what you'll get in a diesel or petrol 308. Now you'll still fit a few bags in there, a few suitcases. There's also underfloor storage where you can stow away the charging cables, which is great. There's also an estate version of this. It has more space and it only costs about €850 more than the hatchback. So that might be an option as well. It kind of depends on your needs really, so I'll let you make up your own mind about this. That seat is set for me and I've plenty of legroom here as a small adult and plenty of headroom. But if you had taller adults back here or larger adults, they might struggle enough here for legroom. Now that seat's back a little bit further and you can see that there's less there. Also, I think more comfortable for two on the outer seats, not really so much in the middle because there is a small transmission hump here as well. The fit and finish is lovely, it's very comfortable, and you do have an armrest here with cup holders, a space for a phone and a hatch that opens through to the boot. There's also vents and USB-C ports. These fragile enough looking pockets in the back of those seats, and there's door bends as well. So what's it like behind the wheel of the Peugeot E308? Well, it's very nice to drive. I think the refinement is very good. So you get laminated glass in the windscreen across the 308 range, but it's also here in the side windows in the GT model. So you get this very refined driving experience. It's also very comfortable for an electric hatchback as well. There's no stiffness there. It covers the tarmac nicely. So an upmarket feel here from behind the wheel. Also the smoothness, so if you have come from, let's say, a petrol or diesel 308, I think you'll notice that right away. It's not clunky in any way, it's so smooth, that power delivery. There's 156 horsepower that's sent to the front wheels. It's not a huge amount of power for an electric hatchback compared to the likes of a Tesla Model 3 that will just shove you into the back of your seat, but that's not really necessary in a hatchback like this. And 0 to 100 is 9.8 seconds. You've got a few different driving modes as well, like normal, sport and eco. So if you do need that extra burst of speed, you can pop it into the sport mode and it just feels a little bit livelier. But certainly this car is very much biased towards efficiency, and that's great. It really is. So the real world efficiency is brilliant. My average over about 450 kilometres is 13.5 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometres. And this is not a bespoke EV. It's not built from the ground up as an electric vehicle. So you can slot a petrol or diesel engine into this platform. So it's doing really well considering that, I think. You do need to think about efficiency, not so much be fixated on the range figure, because the official range for this would be 416 kilometres, and that's from a 54 kilowatt hour battery, which is not huge, but with that efficiency I'm seeing about 380 kilometres on a full battery charge, which is very decent, I have to say. There's no paddles behind the steering wheel for regen braking. It's more of the older Stellantis electric car, so you've got the B mode here. You pop it into that. For example, if you're doing a lot of town driving, you can get this nice regen effect. So I actually quite like that. I don't think I miss paddles in a car like this. And it's just a really smooth, refined, comfortable driving experience. It's not hugely sporty really, so in corners you will feel this kind of weight transfer because of the battery, but it still feels agile enough. You've got the compact steering wheel as well, which gives that kind of chuckable feeling, I suppose, but I don't think it is like the sportiest electric hatchback. It's not as sporty as the Smart #3 or something like that, but it's absolutely fine, I suppose. There's nothing spectacular really about this Peugeot E308. It's not going to wow you with its screens and all this information about what the EV powertrain is doing, but just as something simple to get in and out of every day, the quality of the car, the familiarity of it, I have really enjoyed driving this. So that's all from the cabin of the new Peugeot E-308. You can read more over on changinglanes.ie, and I left a link in the description below the video. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.